Hey guys, welcome to my channel / video. I wanted to talk about these awesome little modules that I recently picked up. These are the HRK CS566, and two reasons for making this video. One, for my SSL homies, I think that this is, these are pretty cost-effective little 500 series modules to help enhance your SSL in two ways. You can put them directly onto a channel insert and get the added functionality of this compressor, the drive, the EQ, the transformer. Or you can take both of them and put them on your mastering chain and use them for some flavor, color, vibes. There are some caveats to these things that I will talk about as we go through this video. I haven't had a perfectly seamless time using this module yet. I think it's primarily because I'm still learning how to use it. It does have like gain staging built into the module, as you have an input that you can control, as well as this output right here. So yeah, that just makes it a little more you gotta pay attention to in terms of your levels coming in and your levels going out. And I will dive into that a little bit more. The second reason I want to make this video is for people that are curious about buying this device, as I think HRK is an up-and-coming brand and a little bit more boutique and on the lower price side too. So I think more people are interested in learning if this is, gonna be a value purchase. If you go on secondary, I bought these on secondary actually, and I think there was one listing for these last time I checked. So it seems like you might be able to pick these up consistently on secondary, or you might have to buy them new. But either way, I think they're pretty value. On the mastering side, I did see some marketing talk that they were using, kind of comparing this to an SSL Fusion because it has, the compressor and the drive and the EQ. But I would say none of these things are similar to the Fusion at all. As the Fusion has a high frequency compressor, and this is like a VCA compressor, kind of like a bus compressor. It is like a bus compressor, but you can tune it for a ton of different things. It's really limited on the controls here, but it's much more than the SSL has, which is if this is the only thing you have coming out of your insert on your master fader, it's not terrible. You have a little bit of control of what's going on. And then the solid state drive is I don't know if I would say better, but it's just like a little bit different than the Fusion one. And definitely the EQ, I would say, is probably worse than the ultraviolet EQ, as that EQ is pretty nice and smooth, and this one I've noticed can be a little harsh, especially in the high frequencies. But that's me still, only having this for like a month and not giving it the full run into the ground, but that's something I definitely want to do over the next couple of months. The last thing that's on here is a transformer button, which you can in and out, which puts in this lovely transformer. And this is the output, but it also, I think, can act as pushing the transformer harder. Not totally sure how that circuit is arranged, but that's how I would do it if I were doing it. So I'm gonna send some audio through this thing now so that we can kind of listen to what's going on. This is just a guitar loop I recorded on my looper, and yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for a bit and just start messing around with the knobs, and then I'll do a little bit of commentary talking through it. Cool. So that's giving you an idea of, there's a cool little toolkit, there's a lot of stuff to do in this tiny little 500 to use module, especially if you have a good perception of what each part is doing, which, I would say I'm getting better at, but definitely this compressor off, and then on, you can kind of hear it just kind of is grabbing it, and I have it on fast attack. That's a little bit slower attack, so it does have you can do more ratio too, which is kind of squeezing everything. So you could kind of put this in like a type of bus compressor mode where it's just like kissing with a very slow release and a slow attack. Yeah, I would say it's some type of like bus mode, classic gluey SSL kind of sound. I bet you could compare that to an actual SSL. Definitely easily comparable to this warm, this warm audio doesn't sound anything like SSL, this bus comp that I have. But you can compare these circuits slightly. They do similar things for sure. VCA vibes. So yeah, that's the compressor. The drive is cool, and here it adds like a cool, let me make sure this is set at something reasonable. Bump up the volume a little for us. But you can hear the drive adds like a nice like low end kind of mid-range. You definitely miss it when it's gone on like a single source, but I could see how like on an entire mix, it's too much, and I've definitely experienced that. Going into the EQ, so this is the high band right here, and you can switch between, I think it's 12 and 8 hertz. So here it is, really high like that. See, it is pretty bright and brittle, but yeah, on single sources, it works really well. Definitely the EQ is that one thing that I haven't been using on my mastering at all, because it's just a little too broad and kind of thin, for lack of a better term, and you know, I got this TK Lizer 2 up here that I'm just always using for EQ on my master, and I just would rather push that than have any of this at all. Let me mess with the low end, sucking it out, and then has a low end switch. And then yeah, all of these are just like broad bells that have switches in and out. So pretty cool. And then here's the transformer. And then let's kind of get a whole thing going on. That's a pretty nice sound. I'll turn the insert in and out so you can hear it. Let me suck some low end. Get a little bit more thin kind of vibe. Faster compressor. Okay, in and out. Pretty nice. So yeah, now you kind of get what this is capable of doing. I think it works really great with the SSL, and if you're looking to expand the capabilities of your SSL for a low price, I think this is one of the better ways to go right now. And it's kind of from a boutique, you know, boutique company that is a bit small right now and maybe under the radar a bit, as I did ask my gear guy at my major gear distributor, who is actually a close friend of mine, if he had heard of them, and he hadn't, but when he checked out their products, he thought they were pretty cool. And you know, even with the whole like SSL products, like, you know, the ultraviolet is like $500 right now. You can get that stereo EQ, and that's all cool and dandy, but I'd rather support a smaller creator of products and see what they're doing sounds like, and if it fits in my workflow. And it seems like, you know, if needed in a bit of time, I could throw these back up on secondary and see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope I helped you understand what this does a little bit more, and I hope that you enjoyed me. Thank you, and I love you.